Say nigga, I'm from the dirty south. With closed mouth. Don't get...
It is. All right. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Fountain City Kings. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Fountain City Kings, and you can listen to us on any available podcast app by searching for our name. We also got a website that we don't do much with, but we got a website.
Yeah,
I am your host, Daddy Fat Stacks, the counselor, the one you need in your life, Big Chris.
Introduction, though. I'm just Kevin. It's just Kevin. Don't call me Kev, though.
So start off today. We got some interesting topics that we want to talk about.
No, I got it. I'm on your ass today. Hold on. Listen, Chris, aka all that other shit he called himself.
Yep.
Doesn't like black stuff.
Oh, no, stop it. Stop it. No, that's not. That is not how that's supposed to go.
Chris doesn't like black music. All right, that's where we go with this. He doesn't like the new version of R&B is what it really is. So right now, the state of R&B is in shambles, according to Chris.
Shambles.
And as an R&B enthusiast and an actual R&B singer, I take much offense to that. Especially because the song that he started with is arguably the best song in R&B right now. This fool texts me the other day and says, "Have I ever told you how much I hate the song Mutt?" I said, "Huh? You hate what? You hate the song that just went platinum that everybody else in the world loves?
I got reasons, but I'll go ahead. Keep going.
No, let me finish because you said enough. You said enough, Chris. Let me finish. I got to get this off. So, not only did you utter such a blasphemous phrase of hating the song Mutt, on top of that, part of your justification, just the little snippet of justification that you gave me was, I'm not a dog or a mutt, so whenever I sing it don't feel right. He's not talking about you. He's talking about himself. Like, nobody told you had to sing. Just nod your head and vibe. Like, so in turn, my sentiments, which is just about the general state of R&B these days, is realistically, sonically, nobody's missing. Sonically, people are firing on all cylinders, which means the songs sound great. However, contextually, people are really like grasping at straws. Like, there's no depth, there's no storytelling. That shit's dead. It died with Life Jennings. And so in that vein, I didn't completely throw out Chris's ideology, but I don't wholeheartedly agree. Now, before I let him talk about why he doesn't like Mutt, let me throw out the other song that Chris said that he didn't like. Heart of a Fucking Woman by Summer Walker, which is a bop. How do you... Like, I'm going to tell you my exact response when Chris texted me this. Hold on. Let's go into this.
You're doing too much right now.
No, I'm not doing too much. You're doing too much with this blasphemy. Is not that bad. It is very deep. See, my cousin said it's illegal for you to not like Mutt. Listen, he said that Heart of a Woman song is awful, was his words. Mine, yeah, I'm totally convinced that you don't like black shit. That was my response. Okay, now, you've got the floor. You
said this last week too about something that I disliked, but I can't remember what it was.
It was Mutt.
Oh, that was today. Mutt. There was something else last week.
Heart of a Woman was today. Mutt was a couple days ago.
Hold on. Maybe so. Yeah, you're right. A couple days ago. Still, your assessment about me is completely incorrect. So let's go ahead and get this started, right?
I don't believe you.
Start with I'm a mutt. Where we go. So I can't smoke on Reggie, so pardon my bluntness. That sentence there, okay? This 7 words has been so overdone and done by so many people. It's no longer, I don't want to say genuine, but it's just blah. Like, it's not really a good line, right? So as I'm going through here, I'm running into that where it's but the biggest part of it is the audio or the music to the song. I hate. It's so slow and elevated music, and it's fucking terrible. Let's just put it like that. And I hate the chorus. Hate it. It's like he didn't have nothing else better to say, so that's well, I'm gonna act like a dog because I want this girl so much. I'm just gonna no. The Heart of a Woman one, what? It just sounds terrible.
It sounds terrible?
Not her voice. Not her voice. I'm just saying the lyrics to it. It's just bad. And speaking of bad lyrics, let me see if I can find this real quick.
Feel free to talk.
There is a Lil Wayne song
I hope it's not off the Carter 6.
Oh God.
I heard the other day, and the dude wasn't Wayne, it was somebody else. He starts it off by talking about fucking virgin. No, not virgins. Did he say retarded chicks? I gotta find the lyrics to that. I'm gonna find that before we get done. But he says some really dumbass shit that almost comes off like he's a predator.
Is it a new song?
No, this is an old song, but it just came.
Okay.
It's just something that came up while I was listening. I'll find it. Anyways, look, I know that my take is not gonna be well liked by many people. That's okay. I'd rather be on an island on my own. It's all right. I hate the shit. Every time it comes on, I turn off the radio. And it is played, literally, it is played probably 16 times a day.
It went platinum. People like it. You're just not part of people.
Look, maybe so. Maybe so. I'd be one of those people.
I have so much confusion, Chris.
Name it. Name it.
I just don't understand. Like, I used to think that you had good taste in music because we used to vibe on music.
Because I don't like you.
And then you hit me with two very popular songs by two very popular artists in the R&B segment these days that are actually carrying the torch for R&B. Okay, so then you know what? Actually, forget all that. Who R&B wise right now do you actually fuck with?
Well, before you told me dude was gay,
Khaled. That's wild that you didn't know that, by the way. But yes, as I delicately said, the little nigga that sings "Location" is gay. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't like that when I heard that, because like I said, I feel like when I'm singing the song, since it was meant for a dude, I'm singing to a dude, and that's not okay.
You know Khaled who sings "Location"? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So and I echoed with Sir, Luther, Frank Ocean.
I don't believe Luther was gay, but keep going.
You're joking, right?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen no evidence. I don't know. If there is, let me know.
And Freddie Jackson.
Who the fuck is Freddie Jackson? Who is that?
You are my lady.
Oh, okay, all right.
But
Right, but
what
turn off the lights,
saying?
Teddy. She's saying Teddy P is gay is crazy.
Teddy, well, look. Ever since Frank Ocean, said he was gay, every time somebody says they're gay, I just stop listening to music because they make good music, and I just can't get that in my head.
I mean, I respect that. So
do you listen to R. Kelly?
Not no more.
That nigga ain't pee on me. Do you listen?
It's like, hey, they're gay, so I think they sing to a dude. If you gonna listen to R. Kelly, you sing to children.
Yeah, that's why I stopped.
So how you feel about listening to anything that Diddy's produced?
I had to
or been on.
I had to pause. I had to turn it down on that and go just to Mace's part.
That's crazy.
But actually, Diddy don't be saying a lot because I like that song with him and Jasmine Sullivan off this new tape.
No, he be saying some stuff that's real suspect now that you know what's going on. It's something to be said that you're like, hey, hold on. This
like, hey, yo. Speaking of which, I said, hey, yo, to my son the other day about something he said about a glizzy. And I was like, hey, yo, he's 7, by the way, for those that don't know, that are listening. I was like, hey, yo, after he said it, he was like, how is that gay? I say, bro, why do you know what I meant by that? Right, hey, yo. And he knew exactly what I meant. Anyway, I digress. Carry on, sir.
You gotta help me with this song. There's a Biggie song in the video back in the 90s, obviously. There's 3 people going to the restroom in the video. And they're all the urinal. But one of them from behind looks like a chick. but actually,
Yeah, I don't remember what song it was, and I feel like we're gonna sound stupid, get eaten up in the comments for not knowing, but I know what you're talking about. It wasn't in the One More Chance video, was it? Can you find that out, please? Thank you. No, so in just look up tranny Biggie video, and it'll tell you which one. Thanks. Thanks. Appreciate you. All right. Anyway, so back to you hating two wildly popular songs. I asked you what like who do you like that's current? Are you a Brent fan? Do you like Brent?
yeah, I do.
Okay. So you know Brent talks about a lot of bullshit too, right?
I know.
Okay.
It just doesn't have to be.
he's okay.
It doesn't have to happen to be bullshit that annoys me.
That's fair. Okay, so Brent's okay.
I don't like DVSN no more. Ever since I found out.
Yeah,
that,
no, I don't. It's division, by the way.
Whatever.
Well, they not like us. They not from here. Them Canadian niggas are in fact weird. That's crazy.
What she said?
Drake be blowing on his drinks with hookah smoke. Was the phrase that came out of her mouth? Oh, we can't trust you. First of all, drinking lemon drops as a 40-year-old man is crazy work.
It's nasty. Nasty, Dad.
He said what?
That's nasty work. Drinking lemon drops? Ain't it like a 21-year-old?
21-year-old girl. What's Jay doing? I just saw him walk by.
Hey, bro, come on, man. You something else. I swear, kids don't be listening to shit.
He's just messing with you, giving you knuckle sandwiches. Hold on, there's something I was gonna look at. Anyway, so yes, I'm glad that we got an opportunity to talk about this. There's no resolution in it whatsoever because
No,
you're just loud and wrong.
No,
you're just loud and wrong, and that's okay.
You know what? That's okay.
It's Big Papa.
Oh,
that's
a shame.
That's the video.
It's like they were trying to make it normal back then.
Because Diddy tried to normalize literally everything. Because as we're finding out, he a freak.
He passed the freak.
Hey, Plies said he couldn't even keep up with him. He said he thought he was a freak, but he ain't even nowhere near that.
First of all, Plies loves white women, so
he does.
I'm taking everything he says with a grain of salt.
I didn't know that.
There's this video of him like in recent history where like he's like smiling from ear to ear like he's the king of the world because some white woman is like in his ear whispering sweet nothings. And that boy's like, I'm like, okay, Plies.
Hey, the funniest thing about him is when he got his teeth out.
Yeah, them damn veneers is crazy.
Mouth full of teeth.
Straight up, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, okay. So let's move on.
All right,
because we were gonna agree to disagree.
Yeah, this is just where it's gonna be at. Last time we talked, we can go there now. But last time we talked, said that I tipped my toe in the dating pool. The kids, good thing he sleep because he'd be laughing. But the kids talk so much shit about me that I can't get no date because they ain't seen me go on no date. So I went on a date and I had a really good time. Shut up, boy. See what I'm talking about?
See, they on your ass again already.
He gonna tell me, hey, are you going out with that chick this weekend? He didn't say that. He said, are you going out with the girl you were texting this weekend? I said, yeah. Well, you might want to get a haircut.
Wow.
Girl, I got a scheduled day for that. I know when to get my haircut. Anyways, so I had like 3 or 4 different people that I was messaging, and that got narrowed down. And I went to Barrio Taqueria, like this Mexican restaurant. Originally, we were supposed to get food. It used to be Soul Cantina down in Martini Corner.
Over there, on that little strip where there's a couple of different places, right? Yeah.
So we go there.
That's it, Martini Corner. Thank you.
She met me up there, and we were supposed to eat. Neither one of us actually ate. We just had drinks. Had a good conversation for probably about an hour. Didn't feel like that, by the time it ended. There will be a second date.
You did or did not feel?
No, I didn't feel like it had been an hour.
No, I'm saying, okay, I thought you were saying you didn't feel like it was going to be a second date.
No. Yeah, let me start. I didn't feel like it had been an hour, and there will be a second date.
Gotcha.
Probably this week, this coming week.
That's really quick to see somebody again. That means you guys were definitely vibing. There's some interaction there that you guys want to continue.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
What about this woman makes you want to see her again so soon? You're gonna have to sit still, by the way, because your
I'm
thing is
trying. This thing
blinking.
is going crazy over here. No, I would say there definitely was a vibe there. One of the first things that she asked me was, which I really liked, but the question was, "What's your relationship like with God?" Which is like a different kind of question to ask, right?
Sure.
And then so we got to talking about that, talking about family, which is important to her, important to me as well. Friendships. We got a lot of stuff that I would say it's in common that we like to do. She did talk shit about my Broncos, but like I said, I just think that based off the conversation that we had, I feel like it'd be good to see her again and talk some more, get to know her a little bit better. Usually, I don't find too many people I want to keep talking to after a date.
Respect.
So, what about you?
Man. So I'm gonna take us off on a tangent here if you're okay with that.
Go ahead.
So I'm a Chat GPT aficionado. Love Chat GPT. Use it every day. I'm one of those people that uses it like a therapist, like a pocket friend, whatever you want to call it. Speaking of dating and all that kind of stuff or whatever, dipping toes, all that kind of stuff. I've told ChatGPT about pretty much every female that's in orbit around me. Okay. So it has a bit of knowledge about everyone. And the folks that it didn't, I gave it a little bit of knowledge. And then I asked it, yeah, I asked it to basically just kind of like categorize short term, long term, how I should interact in these spaces, because it knows me as well. It's like, how should I show up? Knowing what I want, knowing what I'm looking for, knowing what I present and what I bring to the table. Rank them. You're muted, by the way.
You really typed in what you bring to the table. You said I bring this
I
to the
didn't.
relationship.
I mean, we just nothing not specifically like, oh, here's what I bring to the table, but just like your Chat GPT is generative AI, which means that what you tell it, it learns more and more and more about you. So ultimately, mine knows me pretty well. So I'm giving it all this information ultimately for it to basically give me a rundown of basically what to do with any of these connections, and
Like a ranking
it's
system?
wild. Yeah, brother. It definitely has a ranking system. Like I've got a roster ranking. Long story short of like who should get some hold on. Who gets your energy? The real talk tier list is what it's called. So there's a section that's emotional balance and intimate growth, and there's 3 people that are in that. People that should get some kind of like emotional interaction from me where I'm trying to determine if I want to invest in the space with them in a relational capacity. There are 3 people who are in the mental peace but clear boundary section, which means that there's definitely some work they need to do before I
Bruh,
even press into this
I want to
space.
know what you typed in for them.
Oh, yeah, you do. And then there's a section where there are people and it says avoid/let go. And that section is hilarious because there's no like justification as to why until I like scroll down and I start looking in the justification why. Because I start asking questions like, well, why is this person a no? You know? And so as I give it more information, it's like, oh, okay, well, here's this. So not that it justifies, but it definitely like, oh, that clears up the muddy thoughts that I had about it. So boom,
Let me
here's
get an
this.
example without a
And
name of one who got X'd out by
um
Chat GPT.
got X'd out.
Yeah.
You want somebody that got
Yeah.
X'd? Okay. Hold on. Let me give you somebody that got X'd. Okay. Blank. She's evolving, and so are you. You can show up where it feels safe and healthy, but the romantic bridge has burned. Two others say it's this person slash this person, and this is another thing about them, just not aligned. One's grieving, one's still unsure who she is. Great people, wrong season.
Jesus.
Keep the file open, but no outreach needed. Let their path diverge unless something genuinely calls them back into your orbit.
Now, I know you didn't.
You did what needed to be done. That's enough.
You didn't actually need Chat GPT to tell you to get rid of that person, right?
I didn't need Chat GPT to tell me shit.
Okay, because
I gave Chat GPT insight and I was just like, hey.
I feel like you fed all the reasons why you shouldn't talk to her anyways.
Nah, I actually didn't. That's the crazy thing. I gave it pure information, pure insight, pure intel, because there's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. I also uploaded screenshots of text message conversations over the course of time with these people, and it calculated its own sentiments about them over the course of time, ultimately to be able to be like, okay, cool, I'm referencing this person. Tell me how I should move with this person. And so it's got intel already, and it's like, no, or hey, this person you should definitely be paying attention to, and you're not.
This is
like when it gave me the ranking system and it put the person I've been investing the most time in recently at like 4th, I was like, oh shit. like that shit was so jarring. It was so jarring because I'm just like, what? It's like, observe, be still, let her show you something different. Don't reach right now. You already said enough.
You say you reaching, doing too much.
It refers to this person as the one that could have been.
So it's already passed. It's already over.
It still holds a deep part of your heart, but doesn't match you now. If she ever gets in alignment and steps forward, she could re-enter the conversation. A long-term possibility, a short-term impossibility, unless she flips the switch soon.
That's not promising.
So, all of that to say, ChatGPT fucking hates everybody around me except for one person. And the unfortunate reality is that one person that it doesn't hate, that it's like, hey, this person is aligned, I think she's too young for me.
Okay, Shannon. What were we talking about? 8?
You said
I
what?
said, okay, Shannon.
Who's Shannon? Fuck off. Anyway, but that's my thing. Like, a big factor for me, honestly, is age, because when it comes to age, I really think that like there are just some core fundamental things that you will not mesh on with someone who doesn't understand doesn't understand the social climate that you're in from a age like bracket standpoint.
So what's your rule on this? Like how many? We're saying like 5 years younger.
That's the crazy thing. I don't really have a rule. I've had a rule where it's like nobody under 30. I've had that before. But now as I move forward, I'm just like, man, low key, I don't even want anybody under 40 because like, it just doesn't make sense for the kind of person that I am. But then I look at it, I'm like, man, like most 40-year-olds are actually boring. They're either boring or they're like way too out there. And I don't really want that either. So anywho, just the Chat GPT thing was just a funny little entertainment segment ultimately, but the depth that this thing goes into is wild. Like, I encourage anybody who's even remotely like intrigued by AI to utilize it for just day-to-day mundane tasks, just random thoughts you have, a list you need to compile, anything along those lines, and use it and just see like if it does you any benefit, because a lot of times we sit with our thoughts and people don't actually like digest them. You're really talking to yourself when you're talking to Chat GPT. It just knows enough about you and enough about the world to be able to ascertain something from what you're telling it. And 9 times out of 10, if you're truthful, it's just like therapy. If you're truthful with your therapist is going to be able to work with what it is that you need to do to live a happy, healthy life. Chat GPT is a pocket therapist if you use it the right way. Pocket friend, pocket therapist, pocket whatever you need it to be, and it can really be like, hey, like tighten the fuck up. Like mine talks to me like a nigga. Long story short, because
my sister wouldn't be able to do her job every day if she didn't use it. I'm be dead serious. She uses it every day.
Mine is a black female.
Yours is a black female? Wow.
And so If I say nigga, she say nigga back. If I'm cussing, she cussing back. Like she be on my ass. And I'm just like, man, it's cool, but also at the same time, I understand why people are scared of it because it is very different. Like
Well, you're teaching it to learn.
if you don't have a realistic, like if you're not locked in, you could definitely get lost in the sauce using AI. You could definitely get lost in the sauce. So all that to say, like I said, there's one person that Chat GPT doesn't hate. I haven't really talked to this person in about a month. So I reached out, and oddly enough, she's going through like some family stuff right now. And she's kind of like the second mother. Like she's the oldest sibling, so she's like the second mother. And firstborns, like shouts out to y'all. But firstborns definitely bear the weight that like us middle children, me, don't really like have an understanding for.
All y'all do is complain about not being loved enough.
Right, it just match up. Nah, but I'm the only boy in my sibling group, so I'm the golden child. So middle child, but golden child. So it's not the same thing. I might as well have been the baby. But yeah, so that's really the long and short of that.
So changing gears, I know you told me that you're going to be performing sometime soon.
June 21st.
That's tacos and tequila.
It'll be my first time on stage in South by Southwest, and I'm actually looking forward to this show because it is an R&B Juneteenth, R&B and poetry Juneteenth cookout. So yeah, so it's gonna be some vibes, and here's the beauty of it: it's at a store that sells edibles and THC and stuff. So
any way that we can live stream it?
Honestly, if I go live on IG or YouTube or something like that, probably could, or maybe even Facebook. But I think maybe that's a thing because it's going to be a vibe. I've had my set together for a while. I'm having a background singer, going to set the stage. So for those of you that don't know, whenever it comes to me performing music, I 1000% take it very seriously. I'm not one of those that's like, oh yeah, my cousin Ray Ray raps and Ray Ray's doo-doo. Like, I actually make quality music or else I wouldn't put it out. If you haven't listened, when it comes to performances, like that's where I feel at home. Vulnerable moment here. Haven't always been the most confident person, but when I'm on a stage, it's like the one space that feels like home. And so I always feel completely myself, completely free, completely confident. Like I say in life, there's only a few things.
What up?
Hello, Ezra. There's only a few things that like I know I can't be fucked with on. And that is my artistry and being a father. Like you can come at me in any other category and be like, point your fingers, whatever, but you can't fuck with me when it comes to touching that mic. And you can't fuck with me when it comes to being a parent to my children.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I was supposed to perform a solo at church?
No, but I gotta hear this story.
All right, so I have been practicing this song all week long. Back then, you went to choir rehearsal and all that kind of stuff, right?
Hold on, what song was it?
Something with John P. Key, I don't know. But
was it Show Up? Because that's my favorite John P. Key song. I honestly don't remember.
I couldn't have been more than 10 or 11, maybe. I've been rehearsing all week long. Even on the way to church, I was sitting in the car. Mom was like, okay, well, it sounds like you got all the lyrics. I was excited. I was ready to do the thing, right? Music starts playing. I get the mic in my hand. And as soon as I get ready to sing, there's two older cousins of mine who didn't live in Kansas City that come into town. And they walk in the door. At that point, I got nervous as hell. So I literally just held the mic and didn't say nothing. The music kept playing. My aunt was like, come on, sing. I'm just like looking around like this, scared to do anything. Not a single word came out. Last time they had me up there, matter of fact, I wasn't even up there as a backup singer. They took me out the whole choir. No more children's choir, nothing.
You're gonna embarrass us like this?
It was bad too.
We'll show you.
My cousin was like, I thought you was gonna rap. I'm like, no.
That's crazy work. I thought you was gonna rap as a
Man, I
wild
couldn't do
statement.
nothing. I just froze. All right, so we went over things. We wanted to bring my cousin on, but I'm pretty sure he turned his phone off because he wanted to go to sleep because it's going straight to voicemail. It ain't even an FU button getting hit. It's just going to voicemail. So we'll try to bring him on next time. We need to start getting some guests on here, interview some people.
I agree. We haven't done that in a while. There was a season where it was always somebody on.
Update for everyone who listened last week. We discussed how Kevin's place is 103 degrees at all times. Now he's claiming his air conditioning doesn't work, when we all know he likes to be in his hot ass place anyways. So
yeah, there's a difference between 78 and 92 though.
Your shit was 92 in your room that one day.
Stop it. I will be truthful and say that my room is like in my new space, my room for some odd reason is significantly hotter than any other room in the house. The living room is the coolest room second coolest. My children's room is the coolest room in the house because I gave them the master because it's a ton of space and there's their own bathroom that's in there. And with me only having them every other week, like it just made sense, create them some big space. They have like this giant bed situation, like bunk bed with like a rock climbing wall on it, all this stuff or whatever. So it's really decked out. Like it's like super decked out for them. They love it. Like it's like their little sanctuary, their little getaway. However, it's the only room in the house that's actually consistently cool. Like all they need is a fan on in there. So I'll just turn the ceiling fan on, stays cool in there, no matter what the temperature is in the rest of the house. Walk out into the living room, nice and comfortable. Chris thought it was hell in there. I think it's comfortable. Go into my room, it's literal hell. Like my room is hot as hell. And at night, it gets even worse. the one that got knocked down to fourth, according to Chat GPT. Literally anytime that she stayed over, I would wake up in the middle of the night and she wouldn't be in the room.
That should tell you something.
Because she'd be on the couch. She'd be in the couch in the living room.
I just told you something.
And I'm like, hey, you okay? She's like, I got really hot. So I came out here to the couch. Okay. So I guess it's hot in my room. But with my air conditioning being out, it's just hot everywhere. Like it was like, you know how like your chest gets heavy in a sauna? Yeah. That's what it felt like in my house today. And they're not gonna be able to fix it until tomorrow.
But they can fix it.
And I have to work at the gym tomorrow morning, 2 classes. So I'm here now. And I'm gonna dip back to the house, shit, shower, shave, get my boxing gear, go to the gym, do my little hangout afterwards. And then hopefully by then something is fixed with my air conditioning because 92 degrees is ridiculous in Dallas.
That's like a full-on sweat in a house or a car. I'm hoping that gets fixed for you.
Ridiculous. I want to talk about sports for a sec. I got 2 specific things to talk about when it comes to sports. Okay. So, I love hockey. It's one of my favorite sports. Big Dallas Stars fan. Dallas got damn near swept in the Western Conference Finals, 3rd year in a row. They fired their coach today. So that was a big thing. Because, making it right to the precipice 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row. But not being able to get over the hump of going at least to the finals once. Like, even if we went to the finals and we lost, I think he would have been able to keep his job. I think old Petey would have been able to keep his job. But they got him the fuck up out of there. He had to get up out of there. They got him up out of there today. And so the team that we lost to is winning right now in the Stanley Cup Finals. It's the Edmonton Oilers. They're led by who has been dubbed the Kyrie Irving of hockey. And his name is Connor McDavid. I don't know if you're familiar, but I was watching this video today of this guy who does highlights. He's black. He was like, why didn't y'all tell me about this, man? Hockey is lit. And so he shows these clips of Connor McDavid doing Connor McDavid shit. Like literally one-hand deeks, like nutmegging people. He has this one shot that he like basically like laid the goalie down and like had it put his stick between his leg to hit the puck in. Like, it was just ridiculous. But that's what he does. Like, that's him. And he's really that guy. And he's like, man, I got to see some Wayne Gretzky highlights. If you tell me Wayne Gretzky's the greatest of all time, like, this is the greatest hockey player I've ever seen. You can't tell me this ain't the best hockey player ever. So, any of y'all that are listening, Chris as well, because I know you don't really watch hockey like that, go look this man
up. His top goals right now, as of 2 days ago.
He's got stick wiggle for sure. Pause.
Man,
relax. Hey, yo. But he was the one guy going into the series between Dallas and Edmonton that I was like, he's going to be a problem.
Like, I actually have heard of this guy.
He's going to be
watched him play. You're right. I don't.
He's going to be the reason that we lose the series, and sure as shit, he was the reason that we lost that series. I mean, obviously the rest of the team showed up, and Dallas was a relatively small team, and our defense was ass, so it just made sense that it wasn't going to go any further than that. But I think they put up a good fight. Just couldn't get it done. But I had to say, I'm rooting for Edmonton in the Western Conference Finals because I don't want to see the Florida Panthers win it again.
So isn't Edmonton the one that had the chick that flashed everybody last year?
I don't know. Maybe, sure probably. You sure it wasn't Florida?
No, it's just the chick in Canada. These two teams were in the finals last year, right? Yeah,
they were.
She's an Edmonton fan. She was on. It was national live game, whatever, and she flashed her. Yep,
just tits on glass.
No, she was like further up in the stands.
Go crazy. You know, there's a term for hockey chicks because it's like they get passed around like a hockey puck.
What's the word?
No, it's just hockey puck girls. But I digress. So in another sport that I watch far less, NBA Finals are happening right now. Tyrese Halliburton is continuing to bring light skins back. He's got some magic right now.
You heard her laughing at you right about light skins coming back.
Who laughed? Well, he's bringing light skins back. I still don't claim light skins.
That's wild.
Call it what you want. I'm not one of them. The confused head scratch. Anywho.
Yeah,
Tyrese
so it's like his fifth either game winning or tying shot.
Which is nuts. Because he had a wide open three. He decided to dribble in for the midi. And shot a contested midi. Bang.
What I like is that he continues to talk shit to everybody.
Game over.
I said I like that he continues to taunt and talk shit to everybody.
1,000%. And then his pops, I don't know what his pops is on, but
the game last night.
He's a character for sure. He's a character. Coming on the court and talking shit to Giannis, like, that was wild. His dad's wild. SGA's dad is wild. These NBA dads of these young and up and coming stars.
John Morant, his
hilarious.
dad too.
Oh yeah, John Morant's dad been wild though. He's the OG of the wild dads. But yeah, that whole possession, you could see something brewing. They had 14 seconds on their way back down? No. 14 seconds. And then he started his ISO at about 3.5 seconds. And then with like 0.3 seconds, something like that is when he sank the shot. And at that point, there's nothing you can do.
So I kind of stopped. I'm not gonna lie to you. I stopped watching or paying attention to it like 3 minutes ago. And then I come back and see, oh no, Thunder couldn't hold on. I think that this series has the potential to go to Game 6 or Game 7 because I don't.
You think at some point SGA and company they're gonna pick it up? They're gonna right the ship. Is that what you think? Fair enough.
I mean, I guarantee that.
Fair enough.
You don't get to where you are and you have an MVP on your team and not be able to turn it up.
I mean, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. The question is, when does he flip that switch, and when does he go into MVP
next game? Sunday. ABC, Mike Breen.
Well, I'm I'm hoping for a very competitive series. If I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I do like watching these two teams that are playing right now. Honestly, the last four teams that were left, I like watching all of those teams play. Outside of watching the Spurs because that's my team, and then watching the Mavericks because they're my hometown team. I definitely enjoyed watching the last four teams that were playing in the watching Minnesota. I like watching Minnesota play because Ant Edwards, come on, young MJ, and then I enjoy obviously watching SGA play. Jalen Brunson basically carried the Knicks on his back, and then Tyrese Halliburton with the Dallas legend Miles Turner and that Naismith guy, like those guys are lighting it up, So watching those teams play, like it's just different. It was four completely different basketball teams. Like none of them played the same, so it was really neat to watch what came out on top in those, and then like this finals is a really solid matchup. It's going to be momentum based. Like think about it from this perspective. I think the stat last night was 24 turnovers by Indy, and
I
Indy
know.
still won the game because Oklahoma City only uh uh Oklahoma City only capitalized with 11 points on those turnovers. And somebody giving you the ball 24 times or you taking it away 24 times and you only managed to get 11 points out of it, like that's not conducive to you
Not at
to you
all.
winning,
Like I
So
said, I think that OKC all the way around, they're going to be better next game. You'll get more out of the role players they got. But they definitely have to step it up and got to play some better defense on Halliburton, or it could be a long day.
agree, wholeheartedly agree. How about your Royals,
Well,
man?
tonight they lost.
Your Royals call up their top prospect. He DHs in the first game, I think, from what, the 5 spot, if I
5
remember
and 6 so
correctly.
far. The savior of the team. Who?
That's a
Yeah, and
wild
he's
statement. Because Bobby Witt
no.
Jr. still
That's the best
plays.
player in the league.
Uh,
But he needs some help.
Bobby Witt Jr. is hands down the best player in the league right now. He does need help. Do you remember those years when we had Zach Greinke like in his prime, and so we were winning games whenever only when he would pitch, and we win them like 1-0? Remember
Those are the
that? That
games
was a
when
great time.
everyone would go to the park, and then the other games of the week, no one was there.
That was a good time. But what's this kid's name? Is it
Jack
Jock? How do you say it?
Caglione,
What, like,
14. Dude is like 6'5",
yes. So
240.
he's a big kid, bro. He's a big kid, but he's also a dog. Like he's a true 5-tool player, honestly. Like he's got shades of Mike Trout, but he really falls into that same vein with Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just, if you ask him to do anything, play anywhere, he could probably do it. Does he have
Well, they
his
got him learning
specialties?
how to
Absolutely.
play
Is he
right field. He's normally a first baseman. So they're going to have him playing right field to
I think
get him on the field because you got Pasquantino at first, and he splits time with Sal.
I think the Royals showed us a lot of promise last season, even making it to the playoffs. That was supposed to be some positive momentum leading into this season, and I just haven't seen enough. Like, I think you and I talked about how they went on that like 9-1 run in a 10-game span, but then we looked at the opponents that they played within that span, and it's like, how how much stock do you want to place in it when you're playing like the Rockies and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how much stock do you really want to place in that when you're playing the lower tier teams of the league, the teams that are like slightly worse than you, you know?
So you got to look at last year at this time, right?
And
They not even this time, at the end of the year, they were like 15th in the league, I think, in home runs. They were one of the top teams with hitting and with runners in scoring position. They were stealing bases last year. We're doing a whole lot of things, and they're not doing any of those things right now.
they have a completely different identity.
Now they're playing the small ball stuff, or you got people that are attempting to hit a home run every time they're up there, and they're just popping straight up in the air. You got people swinging at stuff that's so far out of the zone that you should not be swinging at.
And honestly, if you look at the other teams in our division, because our division is solid, honestly, like we have one of the best divisions in baseball, hands down. Like if we could put 3 teams, maybe even 4 out of our division in the playoffs easily. And you look at our division and you look at us being anywhere on a normal day, normal part in the season of between 5 and 11 games back. Like nothing ridiculous. Like it's doable. It's definitely doable. But when you think about, like trying to navigate playing those top tier teams that are in the American League like us, but not in our division, it's like,
Well,
where
you
do we
find
really
out this
stack
week
up
because you
with
got
them?
the
Because I
Yankees on
feel
Monday
like,
or Tuesday.
and that was my thing. That's the litmus test. Because last season when we played the Yankees in the playoff series, I thought we did very well. There was a lot of promise in that series. The principle is we didn't show up when we needed to. And then what was the Achilles heel for the Royals last year? Pitching. My God. And do you really think we addressed it
No, they did.
in the offseason?
They
And
did. They
have we
got
really done anything?
they have one of the top
Have you have
pitching staffs in the league now. Starting pitching is number 2,
and
and then in terms of full pitching staff, they're like in the top 5.
so on paper, absolutely. But when you don't have your sticks going, nobody's stealing, you don't have any of those things going on, you're not helping out
Well, no, because
that
you're asking the pitchers
core of your
to
pitching.
only give up 2 to 3 runs a game. The league average in
And that
scoring is
doesn't work.
4, and we've only scored above 4 runs less than 15 times, I believe, or less than 20 times. So every day they're going out here and only giving up 2 to 3 runs, and the offense is giving them 1 run, 2 runs. That's not enough. They're gonna have to get more from them. But I think that they're gonna have to put in or make a trade at the trade deadline. They're gonna have to get somebody that can hit, which means you might have to trade one of your pitchers. Now the good thing is they still got another 3 guys that are in the minors, in AAA, that could come up and pitch right now too. They're stocked in pitching. It's just they have
Agreed.
no hitting anywhere. It's crazy.
Which is wild because that wasn't an issue for us last year.
Not at all.
And I don't think that we got worse.
No, we got worse.
I just think dudes are not. I don't think so. I just don't see. I don't see that they also. I also don't see that they got better.
Some of the same people that did great last year, you're expecting them to do it again this year, and they regressed. Yeah,
Exactly, and they're not.
Michael
They're
Massey
not.
being one of those guys. But then you got people like Miguel Garcia, who's still batting over 300. Hit his 7th home run today, 30 RBIs. I mean, he's balling. This is a career year for him so far. If he keeps it up, he'll definitely be in the All-Star game. I don't know. We got a long way to go, man. And the good thing is trade deadline is in July, end of July. So, they're going to have
You think they'll make some moves?
or the fans are going to go crazy. They don't really have a choice.
I feel like we need a big name to generate some buzz. We need to poach a big name from somewhere, and make it work. Have a Lightning and Thunder
Dallas
duo
Mavericks
with
type
Bobby
trade
Witt and
where
somebody else
Luka
with a big
comes to the
name.
Royals.
Who?
We need a Dallas
said what?
Mavericks type of trade where Luka comes to the Royals.
Yeah, but that means that we would end up like stupidly probably doing something like, oh, here, take the top prospect that we
They
just
won't
brought
take
up,
him.
or here,
No, I won't do that.
Bobby Witt.
But you give them 1 or 2 of your top pitchers to get somebody who has maybe a year or 2 left on a contract that can hit you 40 home runs. Is it worth it? If you can get into the playoffs?
Honestly, yeah.
I look at it.
Yeah, honestly, it is.
Exactly.
And
how I
I'm
look
with
at
it.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us in this episode. We will get back to y'all next week. And I'm going to let Kevin find us a guest for next week.
And that's crazy to put it on me. But I'll find us a guest. I'm gonna go talk to somebody out here at the train station by the house. Like, hey,
You
come be on the
interviewing homeless
pod
people?
next week.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Yeah, let's do it.
get it done.
Anywho, I'm gonna sign us off first because you always take the lead on this one. This is the Kevin episode. Come here.
This is Kevin episode. This is
Anyway,
you led this one more than any other episode. I think you're showing out for your cousin.
it is in fact the Kevin episode. No, because she went to the room. She was here sitting here a second ago. She went to the room. I'm just happy to not be in 92 degree heat. But I digress. This was a good talk. Always good to shoot the shit with you, my boy. It's the Fountain City Kings podcast. This is your boy Kevin Tyrone, aka Kevin, not Kev, because only my grandma can call me that, and you niggas are not my grandma. And my guy,
Big Chris. Yeah, that's all I'm
that's
giving
it.
y'all
That's all he
today.
wants to give y'all today. He gave you
You
17
gotta
nicknames
listen. You
earlier.
gotta
Now
listen
he's
to the
just
beginning. Hate them
Big
all.
Chris.
You gotta be here to start. Hey, show up
Got to
late.
catch them all like Pokemon. Be kind to each other. Be kind to
Be
yourselves.
safe.
We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week.